clutch. Present to your audience. I present to you the mini clutch. This started back when we used to have parties. Remember cocktail parties? Oh, we're starting to get back into that. I know like some of you might be like me and we're kind of inching back out into the world, little parties here and there, but I always felt like what do you do? You're like at a party, you're holding your really cute clutch and then you sit down at the table and you're like, what do you do with your clutch? I never liked putting it on the ground, resting up against your chair legs. And then like, do you put it behind you? I guess that was good because then you can hear your phone buzz if you're expecting an important call. So I like the idea of having like a mini clutch. This is my daughter Willa's clutch, and she carries it. She does a lot of thrifting, and so she'll just like have hands free. She always has her phone in her hand, and it's always flying onto the street. So, but that's how these kids operate. So she's holding her phone, and she's got her money and her, I guess she doesn't have, well, she does have a wallet. She has a Rivers 8 coin clutch, but she has her money and sometimes her phone and any other little items that she might want. She's loves crystals and carries crystals. So I'm going to see what she has in here. Ah, this is Willa's crystal. It's really beautiful and it actually feels really nice to hold. And a couple of lip glosses. She always picks really good colors. And we try to do the organic lip glosses because you're essentially eating your lip gloss, whether you intend to or not. Here's another crystal and a couple of rings. So anyway, this is a great, in early days of quarantine, and this comes off and you can hook your keys on here. So when I borrow Willa's clutch, I will hook my mask on here. Or you can hook your keys. So I hook my mask on here and then I hook it on here. So you have everything. And if you're driving, not everybody lives in New York City. So if you're in your car, this is a great thing just to have in your car. So you have extra masks, you have your Dr. Bronner's or any other hand sanitizer or items that you need in a small space. And this also, like a lot of women tell me that they keep this in their yoga bag. Again, like this all paused for a really long time during COVID, but I feel like we're getting back in the world. New York and LA are completely open now, which is really exciting, but it's a little bit scary. I'm sure, a lot of you are feeling the way I am. Like I'm fully vaccinated, but I'm just kind of inching out into the world, even though we've been traveling this whole time. So the mini clutch wristlet, great for parties, great to keep in your car, great to keep in your yoga bag or your gym bag or your work bag. It carries, just enough. This doesn't fit glasses. It could fit glasses outside of a case, but this comes in a really beautiful green, a forest green. It comes in black, ivory, hot pink, which is great, and turquoise. So I think the hot pink, like imagine being, on an island vacation, because you don't need a lot when you're on vacation. You need your room key, you need lip gloss, a credit card, and your phone. So, just like keep it minimum. We don't need to carry a lot of stuff with us. And also, if God forbid, like it gets lost or stolen, your whole life doesn't get lost or stolen. You just have the bare minimum. I also like to unhook the wristlet when we travel, and I put everybody's passports in here and plane tickets. So it's a nice thing to stick in my carry-on, and it just holds everybody's items. So I think, if anybody has any questions, I would love to hear it. We also, in addition to the Python, and you get like a really good sense of the three-dimensionality, which is really lovely and incredibly genuine. So many people tell me like, oh, this looks even more like Python than a real Python bag, which technically you're not allowed to buy in California because Python has been banned for sale in California since 1970, but there's so many workarounds. I remember the first time I bought myself a really expensive pair of shoes. It was they were Christian Louboutins, and they were beautiful, like 6-inch heels that were in a gray and black Python. And this was 100 years ago, and I really didn't think about why I couldn't buy them in California. So I bought them and had them shipped to a family member in Colorado. And there's a reason that they're not allowed for sale. They're, if you're curious about it or feel like you want to um, be a bit more aware about what you're purchasing, and it is really intimidating when you start digging into how food arrives on our plate, how accessories arrive on our body. It's a really dark um rabbit hole to dive into, but I'll just tell you that, make small choices. Make small choices, and if all of us make small choices collectively, we can make a difference. I can't imagine driving a gas car. I drive a zero emissions car. Not everybody has that choice, but that's the choice that I've made for my family. That's our contribution. And if you can make a tiny contribution, um, and all of us make a tiny contribution collectively, we can really make a difference, which is exciting. So, that said, these our bags are not made from recycled rubber. However, we only order exactly what we're going to make, and we do very, very small orders. So it's very limited collections because we didn't want more rubber in the world than we could use. And every single piece is custom made for Rivers 8, and every single piece is hand cast and hand painted. So we're incredibly judicious about what we make and about what we distribute. So that's our contribution, and I'm really, really grateful that all of you joined us today, and I can't wait to see you again on the next go around. Good night and goodbye, and thank you, and go do something cozy because it's 11 or it's 8.